Choosing the right bobbin for your machine can be a bit of a challenge sometimes. There's so many different ones to choose from. You've got class 15, class 66, 15J, L, M, and then you've got the choice between metal and plastic. Now it can be easy to think that metal and plastic are both the same, so you can swap and change them at your leisure. But is that necessarily the case? The metal and plastic bobbins that I'm going to be concentrating on in this particular video are the class 15 and the class 66, because those are the ones that are more likely to be found in both metal and plastic, and they tend to be the most popular of all the bobbins that are out there for domestic sewing machines. Now the class 15 usually refers to sewing machines that are either front loaders, top loaders or side loaders, whereas class 66 are just top loaders. I've got a video coming up shortly on my channel to show the difference between top loaders and front or side loaders. If you want to make sure you don't miss that, make sure you subscribe to the channel. We're going to start today's video by looking at the class 15. These are standard class 15 bobbins. This is a plastic one obviously and two metal ones. Now we're going to start with the metal class 15. Edge to edge across the top. That's coming out at 20.41 mil. Now we're going to look at the height of the bobbin. Remember this is the class 15 and it's coming out at 11.65 mil. This is the plastic class 15 and we're going to do the diameter across the top. There you go, 20.28. The distance from top to bottom is 11.44 mil. The metal Singer 15 bobbin is 4 grams and the plastic Singer 15 bobbin is 2 grams. Both of these bobbins have got thread on them, but you'll notice that the plastic bobbin has more thread on it than the metal bobbin, and yet the metal bobbin still weighed a little bit heavier. This little beauty is a Singer 1591 from 1952. We've got a metal housing, a metal case, the bobbin inside. Here's your standard class 15 metal bobbin, and this is an all metal machine. If we take a look at a slightly newer Singer, this is the Singer Simple. It dates back to 2014 I think, so it's not that new. But if we have a look in here behind the accessory tray, you'll see it's a front loading sewing machine, and if we just drop that down, although it's a plastic outer, behind this plastic shell beats a heart of pressed steel, so the inside is metal. And we've also got a metal bobbin case and a metal housing in the actual machine, but the bobbin is plastic. Now if we check the manual for the Singer Simple, although it shows a picture of the bobbin, it doesn't explicitly say that they are transparent bobbins, although from the look of that diagram, to me it looks as though they are transparent bobbins. With this kind of machine, the front loading type with a metal bobbin case, it tends to be less important whether you use metal or plastic because it's not computerized. It doesn't rely quite so heavily on the weight of the bobbin that's actually in that case. But the rule of thumb here is if your sewing machine came with a plastic bobbin, stick to plastic bobbins. If your machine, regardless of how old it is, came with metal bobbins, use metal bobbins, because those are the bobbins that the manufacturer has tested with that particular machine, and you'll get the machine working to its utmost potential if you use the bobbins that were intended to be used with it. This is the Brother SE625, and as you can see, it's a sewing and embroidery machine combination. It's also a top loading sewing machine, or a drop-in bobbin, and what that means is the bobbin is actually here on the top of the machine, and you literally just drop it in. Now this machine takes plastic or transparent bobbins, and you'll find that all machines that are relatively new, this one's 2 years old now, because it's a top loader, because it's computerised, you'll find that they are all plastic bobbins, and plastic bobbins are the only sort that you should use in a machine like this one. This machine has been set at the factory to work with the specifications of the plastic bobbin. This is Jerome. He's my Janome Quarters Companion 6260, and he's from 2004, which means that this year, 2024, he officially turns vintage. As you can see, he's also a top loading sewing machine. He's computerised, and if we take a look at the bobbin, just like with the Brother, it's plastic. Let's take a look at the size differences between a metal 66 bobbin and a plastic Singer 66 bobbin. Start with a metal first. We're looking at 20.43 mil. Next thing that we're going to look at is the width, and that's 10.58 mil. Let's take a look at the plastic bobbin now. Again, this is the 66, and we're going to start with the width of the top. 20.54. The distance from the top to the bottom is 10.7 mil. First up, we're going to weigh the Singer 66 metal bobbin, and we're weighing in grams. That's coming out at 4 grams. The plastic Singer 66 bobbin is 1 gram. And note that both of these bobbins are empty. This is the Singer 66, and this particular 66 is Robin, and she's from 1949. She's a top loading machine, and as you can see from the bobbin area, not only is she cast iron, so she's a totally metal machine, she's also got a metal bobbin housing and a metal bobbin. There are a couple of myths when it comes to metal versus plastic bobbins. Some people will tell you that if you've got an all metal machine, you need to use a metal bobbin, or if you've got a metal housing in the bobbin area, you need a metal bobbin. The thing is, that isn't necessarily true. If we take this machine, for instance, this is the Singer Stylist 476. It's got Singer Stylist and the model number down the bottom here. This is a metal machine. It's from the early 70s, 1972 or 71 I think. And if we open the bobbin area, not only is it a metal machine, but it's also got a metal bobbin housing. And yet the bobbin that I pulled out of it is plastic. Before any of you mention in the comments that I've obviously got the wrong bobbin in the wrong machine, this is the original Singer manual that came with the machine. If we take a look at the top of page 10, right here by my thumb, you can see a picture of the bobbins that go in this machine. Now this is a class 66 machine, and these are class 66 bobbins. And over here, under the heading bobbins, it says 1 transparent bobbin is in place in your machine, 3 extra bobbins are among your accessories. The key word there is transparent. The only bobbins you'll ever find that are transparent are plastic. So if an all metal machine with a metal bobbin housing takes plastic bobbins, just how are you supposed to tell what bobbin you're supposed to put in your machine? Well, the answer to that one lies in the age of the machine that you're working with. Like I said, this one dates from the early 70s, and 1960s, 1970s was the age of plastic. If your machine came with a plastic bobbin, you might find that some people will tell you to swap that plastic bobbin out for a metal bobbin because plastic breaks and they won't last as long as a metal bobbin will. That advice might be slightly misguided though. Plastic bobbins aren't necessarily any more likely to break. Now, I've been sewing for years and I've used both plastic and metal bobbins, and I've only ever had one plastic bobbin break on me in all that time, and that was this one. This is a class 15 plastic bobbin, and as you can see, it's broken on the top. Now, what happened to this bobbin was it rolled across the floor and got stuck in a door. So the fact that this bobbin is broken isn't really the fault of the bobbin. I have never had a plastic bobbin break in the actual sewing machine. They've never broken when they are being used for the purpose to which they are intended. And it's not always necessarily true that metal bobbins are preferable to plastic ones, because as we all know, metal has a tendency to rust, and that rust can catch on the thread and cause jamming problems with the machine. So to recap, there are 4 things that you need to take into consideration when you decide whether to use metal or plastic bobbins in your sewing machine. Number 1, you need to consider the age of your sewing machine. If it predates the 1960s, 1970s, then it's more likely to be a machine that takes a metal bobbin, because before those 2 decades plastic wasn't really a thing. Obviously, if it's after 60s and 70s, you'll probably find it's more likely to be plastic. Number 2, you need to look at the style of machine that you've got. If it's a top loader or a drop-in bobbin, it stands a good chance that it's likely to be a plastic bobbin that you need to use, particularly if it dates after the 1960s and 70s. If your machine predates the 60s and is a top loading machine, it's probably going to be metal. So this kind of fits in with number 1, watch the age of your machine. Number 3, check your manual. Your manufacturer has designed a sewing machine to be used with a specific type of bobbin, and what you'll find is if you check with the manual, you'll find out what type of bobbin that manufacturer has recommended for that particular machine. Number 4, if your sewing machine came with a plastic bobbin, stick with plastic. If your machine came with a metal bobbin, stick with metal. Don't be tempted to swap them out because you think metal is going to be stronger than the plastic, because that's not necessarily the case, and the extra weight from the metal bobbin compared to the plastic bobbin could screw up your tension. I hope you liked today's video. If you did, give it a thumbs up, and why not consider subscribing and clicking that little notification bell so that YouTube can give you a notification when I upload another video. And how about checking out some of the other videos that I've got on the channel using the links coming up on the screen any minute now, or the ones I'll pop in the description box for you. That's my cat, he's playing with a pencil, bless him. He's going to knock the camera over in a minute. You can also support the channel by donating through the Super Thanks button, which is just down there above the description box. Whatever video you go and check out next, I hope to see you back here for the next one. And in the meantime, whatever you're sewing it with, embrace your creativity and have fun. Thank you ever so much for watching. I'll see you next time. Bye for now.